Hi, you're listening to Childless and Moving Onward. This is the place where we talk about thriving in life when you're a woman who is childless, not by choice, regardless of the road that brought you to childlessness. Welcome to episode 69 of Childless and Moving Onward. This is where I explore the intricate challenges, unexpected moments, and emotional landscapes of being childless by circumstance, not by choice. I'm your host, Gail Miller. I'm a physician, life coach, and speaker. And so I'd like to invite you to join me as I guide you through these important conversations, bits of humor when it's appropriate, and heartfelt insights. Today, I'm diving into resilience. Often the first thought that comes up when the topic of resilience is brought up is, but I don't want to have to be resilient. Well, we all wish we didn't need resilience. But I want to take a look at this concept and take some, or maybe even all, of the sting away from this important tool for growth and transformation. But let's first talk about what resilience is. Resilience is all about the ability to bounce back from tough times or challenges. And basically, it's what keeps you going when things don't go as planned. Whether it's being childless not by choice, dealing with another loss, facing another type of setback, or navigating life's everyday stressors. Having resilience doesn't mean you'll never, ever feel unhappy again. Doesn't mean you'll never feel stressed or angry or down or any of the other uncomfortable emotions. Instead, resilience is about finding ways to deal with change, to adapt, and to keep moving onward, even when things get difficult. Everyone has resilience. Yes, you do. But resilience is like a muscle. It becomes stronger with practice and use, and also stronger with support from others. But most important is to use it, to put it into practice. So now, having resilience or developing your resilience, it's important for more than the pain of childlessness. It applies to everyone, and it applies to every aspect of your life. Now, while your deepest pain and most difficult challenge may be dealing with your unwanted childlessness, life will bring other struggles and hurt to you. Unfortunately, it is an unfortunate reality of life that pain and struggles are inevitable, that life will have setbacks and stress. The capacity to adapt to that is important for your health, emotional and physical. Holistically, it is vital to your health. Resilience helps protect against depression and anxiety. It helps with coping better in tough times. Since nobody gets through this life without adversity, and you will most likely have challenges in addition to the pain of being childless, developing and strengthening resilience is something that everyone that you can benefit from. Resilience acts like a buffer so that it decreases the negative impact when we have painful setbacks. Again, we all have resilience. You do. Whether you feel like it or not, you do. But strengthening it is key. By enhancing resilience, it helps to build more adaptive problem solving. It helps us become better at regulating emotions. That helps then with decision making. And it functions to build and maintain a helpful mindset. Through resilience, we're able to break down challenges into manageable parts. And when we do that, we're able to address problems calmly and thoughtfully. That helps with decision making. It helps with thinking outside the box. So with all of that, we can then prepare for obstacles along with solutions for them. And I don't mean here's a solution to your childlessness, so you will no longer be childless, but solutions to navigate life with this unwanted situation. When you develop resilience, it makes it possible to view difficult tasks like dealing with triggers. It makes it possible to see that as an opportunity for growth. And on top of all of that, resilience training teaches you to reframe things, to get feedback, and to use adaptive coping strategies. All of that contributes to more flexible problem solving. So specifically, how does this apply? Because this, as I said, this is for life in general, because nobody's getting through this life without setbacks, with life going exactly as planned. It just doesn't for anybody. But there's different situations and differing degrees of setbacks. But how does this now specifically apply to being childless not by choice? Resilience can be especially helpful with handling the uncomfortable emotions, the tricky situations that come with it, including triggers, and the unfortunate but inevitable intrusive comments and questions that we deal with from others. Resilience can help to show you how to reframe your experience. So instead of just seeing it as a loss and only seeing the loss, you might be able to start now to view it as a chance to focus on other meaningful parts of your life, like close friendships or a personal passion. Now, this isn't to say they are an equal substitute or that it will eliminate the pain of this loss. But with your resilience, which you have again, by developing it, it helps you better be able to see the benefits, the good you do have in your life. Benefits that are sometimes unrecognizable to us because our focus is only on the loss. Resilience also encourages you to reach out and get feedback from others who understand what you're going through. And that is an opportunity to get fresh ideas for coping. For example, someone might feel really alone on Mother's Day, but then join a support group where you learn to honor your feelings while also recognizing the important ways that you do nurture people around you. That kind of mindset shift and flexible coping can make a big difference in how you solve problems and find fulfillment, even when life doesn't go as planned. For me, working on resilience has allowed me to navigate what for me is the most difficult day of the year, Mother's Day. By developing my resilience and improving my coping strategy, I've been able to get through the day in a way that's helpful for me instead of getting through it in ways that other people were telling me I should. And we're not honoring my feelings and my needs. So when I did that, I ended up cranky for the whole week after. But by using the coping strategies and recognizing what I need and that what I need matters, I end up navigating, getting through the day without that week after of being cranky. So for me, learning to accept that it's a painful day instead of viewing my pain as being wrong, which is all the messages I was getting from others, instead of viewing my pain as wrong and accepting it, facing it, feeling it, that has been a game changer for me. I mean, I used to feel guilty for feeling pain that day because, yeah, I do have much to be grateful for. But that only minimized and invalidated that pain. And that pain is absolutely valid, even if I do have other things to be grateful for. I also learn through resilience how to set boundaries for what I need that day. And that has been transformative. I no longer force myself to spend the day with others with a forced, phony smile on my face and pretend that I'm fine so I'm not making others uncomfortable. Now I allow my feelings. Now I have boundaries that allow me to do what I need for the day. In the end, I face the next day with a new perspective instead of facing it with utter dread. Now, without a doubt, it sucks that resilience is necessary, but that is the reality of life. No one gets through life without facing challenges, and being childless not by choice is especially painful. Resilience is how we face it, how we navigate the pain and the loss, and how we move with it to live a meaningful life. So let's now talk about some practical steps to help find, refine, and rebuild resilience. Start by reframing challenges and crises. Remind yourself that challenges are manageable instead of viewing them as impossible. It doesn't mean the end will be motherhood, but view the challenge of this loss in different terms. Life won't be what you wanted, but it is possible to live a fulfilling life. Next, recognize that change is a natural part of life. That includes changes in plans, the plans that you had for life. When you can accept that this is part of life, it helps you to adapt and move onward. Another step in this is to set and work towards realistic goals. Okay. Curing world hunger, probably not realistic, right? But find realistic goals, what you want to achieve. And then break those goals into the very smallest of steps that you have to take to reach that goal. Small steps that are achievable. Then when you complete a step, celebrate. There's nothing wrong with celebrating yourself and what you do. And when you do that, you're demonstrating your abilities to yourself. Part of developing resilience is recognizing that you can accomplish things, that you have unique strengths. But most of the time, our mindset is, especially after going through whatever it is, whatever path that you took to your childlessness, by the time you get there, we're often in this state of mind of thinking we can't do anything. We can't do anything right. And so we have to start to rebuild our ability to see our good. And so by taking small steps and then celebrating them each time, you're reinforcing to yourself, yeah, I can do things. I can accomplish things. It helps you to remind yourself of your strengths. And the next part of this that goes along with it is nurturing a positive view of yourself. I'm not talking about toxic or forced positivity. It's a reminder to yourself of your strengths. It's a reminder of the successes you have had and the things you have achieved. Because when you can start to see that, remind yourself of what you can do, it's a boost to your confidence. That is a vital step to take. Again, being childless, not by choice, often comes with low self-esteem and a belief that there's something wrong with you. Turn that around by seeing the positive in yourself and bolstering your belief in yourself. And last but not least is to prioritize yourself, your physical and emotional health, with sleep, nutrition, movement, and activities that bring you joy and relaxation. Self-care is foundational for resilience. It is, you cannot have a positive well-being, a healthy well-being. Maybe it's the same, but your well-being is not going to be positive without self-care. We often forget about the significant impact these activities have on us, including on our outlook. When you're not taking care of yourself, when you're not moving, when you're not getting in some activities that you enjoy, when all you are eating are things that are destroying your health, I'm not saying you have to eat perfectly 100% of the time, but when that is all you're eating, when you're not getting sleep, not getting the nutrition you need, that absolutely has an impact on your outlook, on your mindset. And it's not a positive impact. So prioritize yourself and the time needed to make sure you're getting in sleep, good nutrition, good movement, whatever movement means. That may mean for you dancing, right? Turning the music on and dancing. Doesn't have to mean intense workouts, but get movement in. So personalize these steps to fit your life, to help you deal with adversity and build your resilience. All right, that is all for today, and I'll be back with you next week. I appreciate you listening. I hope this episode was helpful to you. If you liked what you heard, schedule a free discovery call with me to see how I can help you to feel worthy and live a fulfilling life. To schedule, click on the link in the episode notes, or you can find it on my website at pathonward.com. You can also see more from me on Instagram at Childless Path Onward and Facebook and YouTube at Path Onward. Until next week, thanks again for listening.